Oh, welcome guys to another Unity tutorial. Now today is the next half of the other video that I had. I believe, I don't know what number, but this is a continuation about the health and how we're damaging each other. So, without further ado, I am going to a brief summary. We are talking about our health class right here for NPCs, how we can recharge and set the rate, maximum armor, if we want resistance and things. We're going to be doing all that in these two videos, the previous one and this one. So if you didn't watch the last one, please watch because it's a continuation of it, and you need to know that stuff. So without further ado, let's get some code. Alright, now we have our war utilities mono, and this is a basically what this does is a simple function. It returns a float, and that's it. So if the resistance is 0, we return the full damage. Okay? If it's not 0, we return damage divided by resistance. So this just basically divides it for us. And we can call this function from anything that inherits from war utilities mono. And this is just a function that every a script can hit, and that's it. I mean, it's real simple. And now we're in here. So now, since if our a values is greater than or equals 0, okay, and armor is less than 1, don't put 0 there because then it will never execute. It's less than 1. We go and we do damage. Now we do a float temp, damage, and then we do the calculations in here, which is take damage, this. We just keep plussing them and calling math damage, and we give it the damage and the resistance. If you don't have a resistance, well, guess what? You just plus them. That's it. And it's pretty simple. So then we minus the temp plus a values. This gives us a nice little float that's pretty easy to work with when it comes to math. Now there's probably some easier ways of doing this, but I mean, we're just taking the damage and dividing it, but we did it in a return float, so we can sit here and just give it values and it does the work for us. So yeah, that works great for us. So health minus everything. If health is less than 0, then we call die, which is a temporary little thing. Die is actually, we are inheriting from slot health. So unless you have slot health open, you will not see it. It's because we inherit from this script, so we get all of its public functions, which means die. See, just destroy the game mod. It's a temporary function until we get something going. So the next part is we will have to give this something to work with. So in our take damage, we inherit from take damage, okay? Now we have damage dealer spec, okay? And, well, inheriting from take damage does this. We have a transform and a float. This is a float array. And if we do not override this initial, it will use this function, which is damaging, and it passes nothing. Pretty much does nothing. Now, you're probably like, well, why are you doing damage.length here, but you don't have anything? It doesn't matter the length here, because the way switches work, if there's not something here for a case, then it uses the default. So it will always use this. So we don't have no errors or try catch or anything weird like that. So in our NPC, no, not that one, damage spec, we are overriding the initial. And we're past a slot health, which is our enemy's health script. Okay? We still do damaging.length because we need the full length of it. Because this is going to be every single damage type that we have. Now, if you watch the other video, you know what this is. Okay? This is a take damage script. So we have to add this plus each value that we have in the array. If we do not have it in the array, we just put 0 here. So if the length is 5, then we get a debug because we shouldn't be up to 5 because we only calculate 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's a small array. And these are just floats in the array. It's a float array, so it's pretty easy to see what's going on here. See if our length is, let's say we've only got one value in the array. We do damaging 0, then plus 0, 0, 0, 0. Then if we have the length of maybe 2, why is that? Oh, right. This actually should be 0. Well, let's just put 1. Okay? 1F. Okay? So we automatically do damage no matter what anyway. Now, this is if the array is completely empty. Okay? It will not throw an error or nothing like that. So if it does have a single one, then we pass it. And then we just keep incrementing it through everything. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, and we probably have one more here. And all you'd have to do to add another one is go, hey, guess what? We're in 5. Let's do this. And then we're going to call it damaging. And then guess what? Since it's 5, then we have to have 4, right? Right. Then bam, there we go. So, easy way to remember this is when it comes to arrays, they start off 0 and then go up. It just doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 counts. But since we have 0 in the array, we don't want like a complete empty array. We just pass a single value and then 0 is for the rest. You know, and then let the health script do its thing. Because, you know, that's just the way it is. So we just keep incrementing these. So here's case 5. So we should actually have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Because 0 counts. Because it actually exists. Where if nothing, then we have to pass something. So we don't get errors and stuff. And this only executes one of these. It doesn't go and do some crazy stuff. Okay? Real simple. And that's pretty much it. Okay? That is pretty much it. Until you get to the point where you have to do it in your weapon. Now, for the weapon, I've done a few things that may look a little weird. Okay? And this is still in development as well. But I wanted to show you this function right here. This bob right here. We put that in late update. You can see how I'm using this statically so I don't have to mess with nothing. We have audio, which we talked about, walking, reloading. Okay, now this is a... We haven't done anything with select weapon model yet. I think I still am writing that. But we do float damage typing, okay? And what I'm doing is if I have a character, maybe Bob, then he has his own abilities for his weapon. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating the weapon kind of script-wise for multiple states and stuff, but I'm instantiating this damage dealer sec, okay? And new damage equals this. So basically I've overwritten what was there before, and damaging, which is our float. It's got a float on the inside. And we're having to equal this. This way, inside the inspector, I can write this. But if I go down here to Sarah, right here, she's got two states. Well, if I wanted to make some type of different type of values, then all I have to do is create not another float, okay, but make the float out of something else. Like instantiate a new array, or maybe this is what I should do, is just instantiate something at runtime right here, and then have the values hard-coded into Bob here. But I didn't want that, But we just call the same basic thing, except this girl can have two different states. She can have a rocket launcher, or a rigid body grenade, or something. Okay? This makes it very flexible because I'm doing an array of delegates, so I'm subscribing a certain function inside the script. But that subscription is based on what character it is. So it's kind of nice. I mean, maybe this rigid body thing here is going to be the grenade. Never know. And because our weapon system is pretty easy to work with, we may just integrate a value thing in there that goes, hey, guess what? Shoot a rocket. Or whatever. It's pretty modular. Instead of this being a call in here, we could have another script that we have a reference to. Always. Okay? Like another reference, like public launcher. And then we fill this in, but instead of having a public launcher, well, the launcher on the gun may be completely invisible, right? You can't see it, it's disabled. But when we go down to Sarah here, and we do this rigid body thing, we could have another script here that goes, hey, guess what? Rigid body, call start. It'd be like launcher.start. And what the start function does is enable the graphics, and then we can subscribe to the rigid body launch thing. So now when we hit our whatever we use to swap our gun states, we'll go, hey, yeah, awesome. Now boom, 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 and just start blowing stuff up. And I think that would be cool. That would definitely be cool. So that's armor and stuff. So I hope you guys like it and enjoy it. And if you don't, there's the dislike button. I know you guys may not like that I only do 2 videos a week, but the thing is, I'm actually recording a lot of other stuff in the background, and like I always tell you guys, I'm going to school as well, so it's kind of hard, and too, work and stuff. So I hope you guys are patient with me and things. I hope the channel continues to grow. So yeah, guys, and just it's Wardon over and out, and take care. Peace.